I've cooked metabolic foods for about 10 years now. I've cooked all over Europe, I've cooked in the US, I've cooked in the Middle East as well. And I really enjoy cooking for the families. It's probably the best part of my job is, you know, when you take a family in and you sort of see them and they're having a few difficulties, maybe making rice, pasta and bread and things. And then we can go along, teach them to cook it the right way. They go home with this fantastic bread, this fantastic rice, this fantastic pasta. And they contact you a couple of weeks later saying, oh, look at what we're making now, and just improving their quality of life, getting them to eat a lot more food. It's so important that we can do that. Cooking low protein foods is really easy, you know, but some of the families have little problems and things sort of go wrong and they sort of mount up. Here at Nutrition, we're trying to make things a lot easier for them. So when you cook the pasta and the rice, just make sure the water's boiling, the oil's in there, and then you wash it off in cold water. By putting in the psyllium husk and things like that, we're making the bread more natural, so it's a lot more like normal bread. And the good thing about it is they last a lot longer. So again, they don't have to cook every day. Make a loaf of bread, 3 or 4 days later, the bread's exactly fresh. And that's the good things we're doing. If you're coming back onto the diet, I think my top 3 things is persevere with it. The food and the recipes and the cooking and things is really quite a big part of the whole thing. And I have a lot of people say, oh, that recipe doesn't work. And I say, well, how many times did you make it? And they say, well, I only made it once. And I'm like thinking, well, I always give things 2 or 3 times, and if I can make it then, it'll be really good. And usually, if something goes wrong, I suggest you go back and look at the video or have a look at the recipe book. The products aren't like they used to be 10, 15 years ago. They are so much better. I have loads of people that have come to the cooking workshops that we run, and also that have watched the videos and say, hey, you made a whole difference to the way we make bread. The rice isn't clumpy together because we boiled the water, we washed it off. The pasta's really nice now, it's nice and light, so we can make really nice salads. You know, it's just about staying with it. The best things about low protein cooking have to be the workshops. When you get the children, you get the teenagers and you get the adults coming along. It is just so much fun. And you know, the best thing about those things is when we start to cook, you know, you see the adults thinking, oh, we can do this really well. And then you get some teenager or some child that's really great at cooking. Just teaching them to make like a simple cake. There's your birthday cake. There's no worry there. You can put some really nice icing on the top of it. And sometimes we have little like cake decorating competitions and things like that. And I tell you, usually the teenagers win it. They've got a lot more versatility in there as well. I also like when we do all that cooking as well, is just to see the faces, you know, and people, some of the adults say to you, oh, I can't cook that. And then they actually make this really lovely paella or make a fantastic pizza. And you see them sitting there going, that is really nice. And they'll go away, I can make that at home. So it's just about giving confidence to people. And then if you have a problem with rice, pasta, or maybe there's something in a recipe, or your bread goes flat, your cakes drop, or something like that, we can sort it out there and then. And there's many a time that someone said, hey Neil, can you teach us to make this? And we go away, and while the rest of them are doing it, I'll make that with them. So we can sort lots of problems out. So by far, the cookery workshops. And you know the best is, and when people put pictures on Facebook and things like that afterwards of they've been to your workshop, and a couple of weeks later they say, hey, I've made this, look at this, it's much better what it is. They are the best times for me. I'm going to give you my 3 favorite low protein products. You know, Snow Pro, by far, a long, long way. It makes things really creamy, it's got a nice taste. So if you make something like a custard, you make a bechamel with that, a white sauce, or you put it in the soup, you're just adding a nice little flavor into there as well. I love the low protein mix as well. There's so much we can make from that. Bread, biscuits, cakes, you know, scones, all those things. And with the psyllium husk coming into there now, these things are absolutely fantastic. By far, pasta. There is so much we can do with that low protein pasta. Yeah, it comes from one of the top Italian pasta makers, so it is really good quality. You cook it right, we can make lasagna, we can make all sorts of things. Just cook that pasta, put it on the dish. Once you wash it off, reheat it, and then roll it in a nice little bit of melted butter. Grate some of the low protein cheese over the top of it. The cheese melts on the top, a little bit of fresh basil. What's more than that? Simple and easy. So they're my top 3 products. The Snow Pro, the low protein mix, and the low protein pasta.